1 hour in, you're tired from work. You can see that something's wrong. You don't know what exactly. But it looked better a while ago, and now every fix makes it worse. Do you keep going, start over, or just give up for tonight? I've been here so many times, and I finally stopped panicking. Here is what I actually do. I'm a self-taught artist with a full-time job. So every time when I sit down to draw, I don't have 3 hours to waste on a drawing that is going sideways. Over time, I figured out a simple mental process for those moments, and it genuinely changed how I draw. Not because it magically saves my sketch, but because it stops me from spiraling. Today, I'm walking you through exactly what I do, step by step. What bad actually means. First thing, when a drawing starts looking bad, it almost never means the whole thing is ruined. Usually it's just a specific thing that creates a ripple effect. It might be that the proportions are off, or the sketch got too messy, or you've added too much detail too early and now it's fighting itself, or the composition is not clear enough, or honestly you're just too tired and everything could look way worse than it actually is. The goal here is not to panic, but rather to find what specifically is wrong, because it feels bad is not a fixable problem, but this head is too big is. Stop. Do nothing. The first thing I do is literally nothing. I stop. Because if you continue drawing while frustrated, you're almost always making it worse. You zoom in on the problem and you lose perspective on the whole drawing, and suddenly you've overworked it into something unrecognizable. So I zoom out first. I look at the whole drawing and I ask myself one question. Is the drawing really bad or is it just unfinished? And those are two completely different situations. And honestly, most of the time, I cannot tell the difference myself. And this is when the best thing I can do is to step away. Not to quit, but just to leave it for a bit. Because if we look at something for too long, we stop seeing it. For example, we can exaggerate tiny problems, or we can stop seeing obvious ones. When I come back, even if it's just 30 minutes later, I see everything differently. Sometimes I realize it wasn't bad at all, and sometimes I see the mistakes so obvious I usually laugh at myself for not seeing them before. And here is something very important for busy creatives. This actually works in our favor. Short sessions with breaks are not compromise. They're actually a strategy. Some of my best fixes didn't happen when I was drawing. They happened when I was in a bus thinking about my drawing, or when I'm in the shower, or when I'm talking with friends about my drawing. The distance is not procrastination. Distance is part of the process.
And if you like this video so far, be sure to subscribe for my channel. That means a lot.
Stop comparing, start studying. When I come back to the drawing, the next thing I do is to look at references. But I had to completely change how I look at references because I used to do it completely wrong. I used to open Pinterest, find a beautiful drawing, stare at it and think, this is so much better than mine. And that sentence alone is completely useless. It tells you nothing, it just makes you feel bad. So I had to change my perception and ask a completely different question. What specifically is working in that reference that I am missing? Maybe the colors looks way more alive than mine, maybe mine are just dull. Maybe the line confidence is way better than mine. Maybe there is something with the proportions that is better. Maybe the dynamics of the objects are way better than mine. Maybe mine are just frozen. And sometimes, even if there are a lot of things, you may write it down 2 to 3 specific. Not everything, just the most important ones. For example, better color contrast, better proportion, or simpler shapes. And then I go back to my drawing with specific focus. Because usually not everything is wrong. It's usually 2 to 3 things. So stop comparing your drawing with others. Extract what makes others better. Fix it or simplify it. After studying the reference, I make a decision. Do I fix it or do I simplify it? And those are completely different scenarios. For example, if your drawing is almost working and there are just a few things to tweak, you can fix it. You maybe fix the proportions, clean up the sketch, or fix a specific area of the drawing and you call it a day. But if your drawing is very messy and overwhelming and you don't even know where to start, then it's better to simplify it. I go back to simple shapes, I remove some details and I lower my expectations of what the drawing needs to be. And this is crucial. Finishing something simple is way better than abandoning a complex piece. For example, a cozy little sketch that you finished at 11 p.m. after work is worth infinitely more to your growth rather than a complex, very ambitious piece you never return to. When I just let it go. And then sometimes I just don't fix it at all. Sometimes I just close the file or the sketchbook and walk away from it permanently. Not every drawing is worth saving, and learning to recognize that is actually a skill, it's not a failure. Sometimes the proportions are so off from the start that it will require way more time to rebuilding it rather than starting fresh. Sometimes the idea itself is not strong enough, and sometimes genuinely I don't like where the drawing goes anyway and I decide to let it go, and that's okay. The key thing I do in this moment, and this is the part that actually makes you improve, is to take a minute and get specific about what went wrong. What exactly happened? Did I rush into details too early? Were the proportions off from sketch 1? Was the idea clear in my head before I even started? Was I just tired or distracted? Either way, I'm trying to name it, because the goal is never to save every drawing. The goal is not to make the same mistake twice, or at least to recognize it faster next time. If you're a busy creative, drawing after a long work days, you don't need a perfect session. You need a way to keep going when things don't feel good. Because in this moment, when a drawing starts feeling bad, it's not the end of the session. It's actually when the real learning happens. It is the moment which separates the people who improve from people who stay stuck. I am curious though, what do you usually do when a drawing starts going sideways? Do you fix it, simplify it, start over, or just close the app or the sketchbook and just leave it? Tell me in the comments. Honestly, I love reading how other people handle this. And if you want to see how I set up Procreate so fewer drawings go wrong from the start, you can check this video next. And if you find this video helpful, be sure to subscribe for my channel for more art-related videos in the future. Thank you very much for spending the time with me, and I'm going to see you in the next video. Bye!